Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Eric Tries THC, back again with some Airsoftfatty drama. Now, I actually thought I was done covering Chris and his antics, but recently he's been highlighted in a documentary published by The Gamer from Mars. If you haven't seen the documentary, I'm gonna link it down below. Um, a big issue I had with this video is the fact that no one seems to have done any research on Chris besides what was covered in the Full Force documentary. uh, Even though there's an overwhelming amount of videos showing just exactly how far Chris stretches the truth, there are also some examples of how far he's willing to go to protect someone close to him who just might be a pedophile. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're gonna start with Chris's cousin Matt, who tried to be a caretaker for Chris, tried to give him a place to stay, tried to help him with his YouTube channel by kind of showing him to reinvest in his own channel. Uh, was really overall, just a positive force in Fatty's life. But the fact that Matt didn't want Chris smoking in his house, that was too much for Fatty, especially the fact that Matt made him do chores such as cleaning the dishes and making him flush his own shit. So this is how Fatty recalls the Matt situation.
This is my house. Your mother left the house to me. Come to find out, somehow in 2016, when she went down again and was halfway in a coma, he somehow convinced her to send the house over to him when she dies. Of course, she passes. A couple weeks later, he comes by. Here's an eviction notice. She got 1 week to find a house for nearly 40 cats. You got a dog you got to find a home for and 2 geckos. And well, good luck. I ain't fucking help you with that. The day I went to start moving, the kitchen ceiling collapsed on top of me, and my friends had to dig me out. But it brought down the ceiling, the light fixture, it brought down some of the tiling with it. And it wasn't like just one section, it was the whole kitchen ceiling at once.
Now, immediately, Chris just says that, oh, Matt just evicts me and he makes me homeless, and oh, you gotta find a place for all these cats and animals just for yourself. When in reality, Matt had been trying to get rid of the cats for a while, at least for a while before Susan had passed, Airsoftfatty's mom. And there's a video of him going around, and this is a bit of a joke, but offering up Airsoftfatty's cats to any YouTube subscriber that would feel comfortable in taking
Just
one.
got to my aunt's house, and she has entirely too many cats. You all knew that. I knew that. I've known that for years. Oh, look, there's another one. So we're doing a Adopt an Airsoftfatty cat campaign to get rid of all these cats. So if you are an Airsoftfatty fan and you live in Michigan or Indiana or Ohio, whatever's driving distance to Battle Creek, then we will give you an official Airsoftfatty cat.
I also want to say, I just love how Chris acts like he's attached to these animals, but doesn't make a single attempt to try to keep one of them. All he really cares about is the money. Where's the money coming for the house? Like, why are you keeping all the money for the house? When Matt had to rent dumpsters, like he said he took like 90 fucking square yards of fucking trash, which is almost an entire football field, out of that house. Most of it from Chris's room, which is no surprise. He also then leaves his medicine in a moldy fridge. God, I feel like I'm getting flashbacks.
The oh my god, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he was saying that it was withholding his medicine, and there was that safe full of his diabetic insulin. I think it was in like the second video, the second dumpster video, where I had a safe, and it was, oh no, it was his refrigerator. His refrigerator, the safe was full of cat shit. Inside the safe, had cat shit in it, and then all of his medicine that he was flipping out about is moldy and rotten inside this fucking mini fridge. Oh.
The day I went to start moving, the kitchen ceiling collapsed on top of me, and my friends had to dig me out. but it brought down the ceiling, the light fixture, it brought down some of the tiling with it. And it wasn't like just one section, it was the whole kitchen ceiling at once.
Here's yet again another fucking instance of Chris over exaggerating what might have happened to him. This is a video of his cousin going through the house after it closed, and you can clearly see that the entire kitchen ceiling did not fall.
Drank my smoothie and sat there and was just like, I don't know, it's not real. Even though, everything is done.
It just really makes me wonder if Chris has just been lying to himself for so long that he truly believes these lies, or if this is just some sort of narrative being fed to him to try and make him seem like a victim. But either way, it's the same old Chris.
That was a moment where I kind of had a shock of, yeah, no, you can't take care of this house. You can't handle this. I don't know, you just don't have the skill to do it.
Yes, Chris, you don't have the skill to take care of 40 plus cats, a dog, however many geckos you had, and a fucking dilapidated house full of cat feces. I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure that out.
With nowhere to go and still being on bad terms with friends like Robert, even after they briefly reconciled, Chris was forced to move in with the very same cousin who had taken possession of his house. His living arrangement while here was dire, to say the least, with his days spent mainly in the backyard.
While staying with them, the rules for me were you wake up at 6 a.m., you get the dishes done, and then you go back to the shed.
This is because Chris could barely do any fucking chores, let alone flush his own shit. So it's totally understandable that Chris in his mind would be like, this is gonna be my new fucking way of doing things. I'm gonna get up at 6, listen to my cousin for as little as I need to, scrape by, do one chore, and then sit in the backyard in the shed and smoke pot all day. I mean, Chris doesn't like to be on a good schedule. When I knew him, dude would be up at 3 or 5 p.m. because he'd be up all night talking to his friends. That's just a fucking normal schedule for Chris. So for him to be like, oh, this fucker kept me in a shed, and then for him to buy one and live in one almost fucking 5 years later, it's karma, bro. I don't care what anyone says. It's karma for sure.
I come back in, I gotta listen to my aunt tell me how much of a waste of space and oxygen I am, and how it's my own fault my mother fucking died, and how it's my own fault everything's happened. It's like, are you serious? So there was just a day where I just went, you know what? Fuck you, I'm taking my shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here, I don't know what's gonna happen. When I was forced out, I was allowed to take one photo album and the absolute necessities I needed for work. That meant my PC, my Xbox One, a couple of my guns, a couple of my sabers, and maybe a week's worth of clothes. He has tossed every photo album out of that house, tossed every family heirloom, tossed all my mother's jewelry, tossed everything.
Yeah, it's really crazy that someone who is trying to sell a house, it's so crazy that they would toss out everything that's covered in cat shit and mold, which just seems to be about everything that Chris owns, including the ashes of his parents now. So I want to know, how did this start? How did Chris get on this fucking road of just getting things and then leaving them to mold and rot? I'm very curious. Leave your comments in the fucking comment section down below. Also, anyone who hasn't seen the cat piss poop house saga, I'm going to leave a link in the description. And I'm also going to show a little clip of Matt cleaning out the absolute fucking shit stain of a house.
This, people are like, oh, it's Christopher, thank you. He does. This is how. This has got to go downstairs.
So yeah, I'm really questioning, how Chris thought he wasn't going to get evicted from this house, because does this look livable to anyone? I mean, you would need to wear Crocs everywhere in the house. You would never be able to take off your shoes. It'd be like living with like gravel floors. I mean, ugh, It's awful.
I met up with him and he goes, here's your shit, you're being served. And I look and I go, this isn't a serve, this is a petition. You're petitioning the court to have my rights taken away? He's like, I'm saying nothing else, and just leaves.
I do want to say I think it's really sad that Chris can't realize when his own family is trying to help him. He would rather turn to someone who would make him feel comfortable and safe rather than someone who would actually tell him the cold, hard truth and teach him how to grab, life by the horns. It's so sad because if Chris would have just, ate the frog and put in the work, I'm sure he wouldn't be where he's at now, physically living in a shed and, tolerating a fucking dopehead manager with fucking multiple convictions of assault. Like, had Matt actually gotten Chris to live under his roof and, follow his rules, I feel like he'd be a lot better off now. And I just feel like, we're waiting on the next eviction. Like, we never know how long Blaze will tolerate Chris. The next part I wanted to cover was Chris talking about Cookie, who is a really close friend of mine, and just essentially lying, saying how Cookie didn't pay my end of the bill, blah, blah, blah. Trying to insinuate that Cookie was trying to steal his money or something. And when in reality, the office that, they were staying at or trying to pay the bill to just wasn't accepting money transfers that day.
Finally reached out to someone that I've been working with at the time called Cookie. We were kind of getting friendly, so I called him up. I was like, yo, dude, look, this is the situation. I got this dude screaming in my face how I'm a piece of shit. He's left me with no money. I have to fucking move tomorrow. And he goes, get the U-Haul, get up here. Don't even worry about it. We'll deal with him. One day I came home from a walk and Josh was sitting right there in our living room.
So Josh was in Chris's living room, but this was because Cookie, Josh, and Gucci Berry were planning a trip to Vegas for Gucci Berry's OnlyFans video. I don't know if you guys have seen him post. But I remember Chris being mainly upset that he couldn't go on the trip because he was so mad that Josh was going. And I know Cookie only wanted to go on the trip because he wanted to go on No Jumper. So he was more than happy to deal with Josh for a few days just for that awesome experience. And I totally don't blame him. This was before the whole Lust for Lana show, so it was a bit more prestigious at the time.
And I said, Cookie, what the fuck's he doing here? Oh, he's here to help me out with my channel and stuff. I was like, really, dude? After all the fucking shit he put me through like this? He comes in, well, yeah, he's been helping me out for a few months now. And I said, Cookie, do you not remember how, you found me when I was with him?
Mind you, he was really good at manipulating people, which honestly says quite a bit about Cookie, Gucci Berry, Aaron, that they're actually falling for his manipulations and shit.
I wanted to do something for us airsofters. What we're doing today is testing homemade reactive targets. There were two different points where we were going to get evicted from that trailer because of money trouble. Because I'd give Cookie the money and then somehow within the next week, we're behind that amount, but yet I gave you my cut.
Yeah, the cut you saved from, I don't know, not blowing it on fucking DoorDash. This man, I'm telling you, spent like $900 on DoorDash because he was too lazy to cross the road and go to a supermarket. Literally could have just walked to a supermarket, or hell, rode his bike that I helped him get. But the only thing he would do is maybe a lap around the trailer park. So I guess we were lucky to get that. The next part I wanted to cover was about Robert, the suspected pedophile. I love how Blaze thought this would be, a great way to revive the channel, when in reality it makes no sense because literally this last year, Chris was complaining on live streams about how he doesn't want to hang or know Robert because he's talking to a 16-year-old when he's like 26.
And there's been some rumors going around that I'm a pedo. No, I am not. What happened was, I've been being trolled for a while now. The couple of dudes on Discord have been trying to get me and my girlfriend to separate. It finally happened last night. And the images that they claim I sent that underage chick was actually a couple images that I had sent to a couple of my previous girlfriends that were over age.
Now, we gotta give him some context here. So what's been happening is, for a while now, there have been people planning this elaborate troll. And at one point, it almost caused me and Robert to not be friends. At one point, almost had me leave him. Even last night, I almost left him as my friend, man. Like, that is some shit, though. They even had me convinced for a bit. And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and what hurt is that you believe them over me. That's what hurt me to the quick. That's what kind of pissed me off.
Well, Robert, even now, I'm still somewhat skeptical.
Even now, I'm a little skeptical, but you know what? Come smoke and chill with me in my van, Robert. Come chill with me in my van. I'll accept you and your pedophilic ways. Come on, Robert. You also gotta love just how uncomfortable Robert was looking when Fatty didn't back him up.
It's like, I don't know, I'm totally like, it's dumbfounding to think this. But the people that have been posting about this shit are like, known between you and Shells as...
How they got those two images, though, is because my original Discord account got hacked. Meaning I lost access to my original Discord account that had the two images on it. So then the person who's trolling me posed as me using my old Discord account with images on it in my past messages with my two previous girlfriends. They used my old account to pose as me to do this.
So they hacked your account to talk to your 16-year-old girlfriend and send her nudes of yourself that you still had on the Discord that you had sent to allegedly women of age. Not believing you, Robert.
And this has actually, from what I know, this actually has happened with the whole account being hacked and shit. Again, Robert, I'm not going to bullshit you. I've got like 5% skepticism in me right now. But I'm telling you right now, bro, I'm going to back you up as much as I can.
Now, after this first incident with the 16-year-old, Robert and Fatty reunite for a live stream, and Fatty asks him if he's still doing it.
I just gotta ask, man, alright?
You're talking about that one situation that originally burned the bridge. Yeah, I was to be completely honest, I was set up. You remember Stame Dog off of Discord?
No, I don't remember them.
Well, he's an adult. He's an adult who's friends with minors, apparently.
How can you be so brain dead and not realize that someone who's only friends with children is not nearly as bad as you, Robert, fucking dating children?
He did this one. Back when I first met him, he claimed to be a fan, and he did this Discord version of the Bachelor, I guess you could say. And we found out after the fact that a couple of the female contestants were minors, and he claimed not to know, but he live streamed the entire thing on Twitch without telling me. Mind you, he did not tell me he was live streaming the entire thing on Twitch. And when I found out, I went off on him.
I just love how fucking Robert thinks. How dare you record me talking to minors? How dare you live stream me talking to minors on Twitch? I'll sue you.
But yeah, the dude, Stame Dog in question, about back when this whole shit first started, he set me up. Did not tell me the girl's age or anything. He set me up, tricked me. Yeah, he basically. God, I freely admit, considering I want to think the best of people, and you know this, it's one of my worst qualities because I like giving people the benefit of the doubt because I don't think that that they're terrible people.
Robert. The problem is,
But I was set up, and in essence, I didn't realize her actual age until I did a background check on her name.
Robert. So that was not how the situation went down.
Well, I was set up.
You made a video on YouTube.
I was set up.
Let me talk, man. I just let you talk. I didn't interrupt
Dude,
you.
I was set up.
Robert, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. So let me say some shit, man. Because the situation wasn't even that at all. You had uploaded a YouTube video to your original YouTube channel before you deleted it, talking about how you were dating someone who was underage. But it was 14 was the age.
No, it was 16.
16, either way.
And
hold on, let me finish talking, please.
And actually, technically, Chris, the legal age of consent in both Georgia, where she was, and here in Michigan is 16.
I just really think it's so fucking gross. This man had to go through the trouble of looking up the state statutes to make sure he could talk to this girl. I mean, oh, it's such a fucking, it's so fucked. But that's gonna do it for me today, covering autistic manipulators and I guess autistic pedophiles. So hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. Later.